Who the fuck are you?
Hello.
Who's this guy? Damn.
He's new.
Yeah.
You didn't see him earlier?
What?
I came in a while ago. You were sleeping.
Oh shit.
You sleep so angelically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Very unfortunate that you have been thrown into this jail cell with us. But I hope you like media.
About it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes these things happen. I don't know. I think it's a bit of a mix-up. You know, I don't know if I'm supposed to be
that's what we
here.
all think.
But, you know, yeah, that's what it is.
Anyways, the Vault Podcast, Episode 3. We have a guest. Let's fucking go.
He's waving at you.
Hello, yeah, hi. I'm Aleks.
This is Aleks.
I'm a new editor for the Vault. Very excited to be here.
He's pretty cool.
In spite of my
Yeah, I was like, this guy sounds very... Anyways, anything else you'd like to say?
Can tell the
like
listeners.
what program were you in before you got thrown in jail?
Yeah, I'm fourth year arts and science and English and cultural studies.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't know.
What do you do in
That's
ArtSci?
What do I do in art? What do you do in ArtSci? That's a really good question. I don't know if there's an ArtSci that could tell you what actually is the point, but I don't know. It's like, it's arts, right?
Yeah.
And it's science. Like, I feel like that's the best way to describe it. Is that it's literally arts and science. Like, I think the best way to describe it is like because like our course load first and second year is like very, like, there isn't a lot of room. Obviously there are programs that are like more so, but like it's like our required courses are like a 2-year calculus course. Like it's we have a special calc course which is basically like Eng Calc or whatever.
Oh my god, okay, what?
Right?
That's why Amy left ArtSci.
ArtSci is like I thought about ArtSci, but I was
Yeah.
like, I don't actually want to do science. I just feel like I should.
Yeah.
Is that the general feeling?
So ArtSci is really cool because, like, in terms of the people that are there, because there definitely are people that are more so like that. They're very much into the arts, but they're also sort of into the sciences, and they think it would be good to have a bit of extra background and stuff. But there are also people that are not like that. They're like, I know some people that are combined in physics.
Ooh.
I know people that are taking like high-level math courses.
So it's basically do whatever the hell you want.
Oh, it is. Like,
yeah.
there's like the only limits on the only things that you're not allowed to combine into with ArtSci are like things that like I think you're like literally just can't combine, period.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Sounds
you
right.
can't combine into engineering. You can't combine into like midwifery, you know?
They should let you.
But
I want a minor in midwifing.
Wait,
Yeah.
no, but midwifery is like a completely separate school, isn't it?
no, I know, but it explicitly says you can't do it on
Yeah.
the site.
You cannot be a midwife if you're an arts.
Yeah, so but it's like
That's
it's
tragic.
very, like, I know in one of my courses right now, one of my partners, like group members is she also ArtSci. She is ArtSci combined in bio, so double major, also doing a double minor in physics.
You should be allowed to do that.
In physics, and I think it's like I don't want to say it's one of the bullshit ones because I don't want to be like that, but like it kind I don't know. It's like
you mean a concurrent certificate or whatever, or like like the just like free.
Like I feel like it's like a oh my god, I'm like forgetting the names. It's
Bird. No. Okay.
Like sustainability or
Oh.
like the other one. Yeah. Like, or the other one starts with an I, like, but like those. But the point is, it's still a double major, double minor, regardless, right? Which is kind of like, damn, I'm not doing that.
I'm doing a double major, and I'm just taking normal amount of courses, and I still find it hard.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like damn, like, how what?
Guys, what's a major? Okay, whatever.
What is a major, honestly? But yeah, no, it's like very much like.
It's the
Like
rank
very
in the army when you're
like
cool.
the breadth. Yeah, no, the breadth of the courses is very interesting. Like, yeah, it's like first year calc is like 2 semesters. It's basically just like a one long course of calc 1 and 2 from like Eng, like high level, like whatever. And then there's also, I mean, they changed it recently. Now it's 1 semester. It should still be 2 semesters. They call it practices of knowledge.
Yo, that sounds so base.
It's really just a Western thought course. It's just like Western philosophy.
Oh.
You don't
What
talk
the
about when you
fuck?
don't talk about like different like as in humanities they go like all in on like different ways of knowing and like
Yeah.
non-Western
Oh my god, it's like
perspectives.
IVTOK.
So
What
yeah,
the hell
no,
does that
I
mean?
like
Nothing.
they've added. There was like with practice of knowledge, there was like a little bit of like adding like like of the non-traditional ones, but I'm pretty sure they literally just named it renamed it that because my uncle was an art sci,
Whoa.
and when he did it.
Whoa.
second generation art sci. over
You'd be
here.
surprised at the amount of people that are in art sci that had like family members or parents that were in art sci. There are kids in the program now whose parents met in art sci.
What is this cult of art
That's
sci?
what I
didn't
mean.
know
No,
Don't say that about
no. Like the joke is that it's a cult, and it's like not even that much of a joke. Like it's kind of I don't know.
It's weird.
It's a little weird. I'm
know-
not. I don't know. I am an art side, but I'm like no. I still find it a little odd.
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
for dissent against art sci.
Yeah. No. It's very, very. It's like a good breadth. Like like calc, practices of knowledge, global inquiry, which is just here's all the problems in the world. What are we gonna do about it? I don't know. That's your problem, and that's like just the lesson every single week.
That's what it was like when I took peace studies.
Yeah. And then
Believe it or not, we haven't figured out world peace yet.
No
That's
way.
crazy.
We're pissing off everybody in every major.
Hey, but at
We
least you
did-
get Gundam.
Yeah.
Gundam. We have a writing course in first year. We have an argumentation course as well.
They let you guys do arguing courses?
It's a required art sci course. Like all the courses I'm listing are like art sci
They're
specific.
making you do like it's so interesting to me because you're doing arts in the like 18th century.
Yeah, no, it's
sense.
very like I think the best way to describe it is like it's just liberal arts.
Yeah,
That's what it actually
You're doing
is.
what like a university would do in like
Yeah.
1800, and I
Yeah.
think that that's kind of
Like
dope.
old, yeah, it's really cool. And then second year, we take econ, macro and micro put into one.
Econ?
Dude,
It's
can I-
macro and micro in one semester.
I gotta
Because
tell
normally
you
they're
about
two.
economics in a minute.
Normally they're two separate courses, right? But
It's
we
not
just,
real.
but literally the first
They
like
cancel out and it's just economics.
it's no the first the first like lecture or professor's like, yeah, normally this is two courses, but like you're art science, so we're gonna accelerate it. You can
you-
deal with it, right? And it's like, sure, whatever, man.
Are you dealing with a textbook by a guy named Nordhaus?
Our professor we used a free online textbook.
Oh wow.
Is it like OpenStack?
That's actually even cooler. Anyway, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that like my sister recently was showing me an article on The Intercept, which is like an actual like news thing about how this Nordhaus guy is sort of the foundation of like most modern like entry level economics classes, and he's like the guy whose stuff they're using to like do like climate models of economics, and
see.
he's a total fucking idiot.
Okay, that's
Like
really
his
funny.
models are based on shit like climate is outside and we do trade inside, so it shouldn't affect it. He says like his models say like, oh, he
I
like
think I've heard about this somewhere
yeah,
before.
he says like we should have like peak efficiency up until like 4 degrees Celsius of warming, and it's like at 4 degrees Celsius there will be
We're fucking
10%
dead.
of the population left. But yeah, it's peak. He also says shit like he said that like London, England is like it's like that. It's that like sort of prosperous and like economically bountiful. I forget productive. That's the word I'm looking for. It's productive at whatever temperature Celsius. So as the Earth warms, when Iceland becomes that temperature Celsius, it will now be as productive as London was.
I don't think that's how that works.
It's not at all how that works. That's kind of the
I
point,
don't
is that
think
all of economics is based on a guy who has no fucking idea how anything fucking works.
It's really funny, actually.
It's hilarious.
Let's all move to Greenland.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, wait, I mean, that... Yeah.
I mean,
It will be
will get warm.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah.
We're so fucked.
No, my immediate thought was just like, that's like 99% natives though, and then that's just like moving in there and like taking the land again.
Yeah,
That's
2100
not-
textbooks are going to be like
that's not cool.
the colonialism of Greenland.
Straight up, like
Oh my
I did a big project on Siberia, and like comparative stuff. Like, I'm looking at Russian colonialism of Siberia and like Sovietization, etc., etc. But it was really interesting seeing stuff from the 80s and 90s about how like, hey man, ecosystems are already like completely changing and collapsing. And it really sucks knowing that in the future we're going to see mass migration and total destruction of human ways of life. Welcome to the Vault Podcast.
We talk about media.
We talk about
So
media.
cool. Yeah.
This guy gives me... Okay, I wanted to say this earlier, but speaking of art side, this guy really gives me Josiah vibes. Were you around when Josiah was around?
I was not around when Josiah was around.
Ah, damn. Yeah. So Josiah was like our previous president before Adrian, which was... Yeah, so he's the
guy before
second,
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he like gives me this guy vibes. Or like this guy gives me Josiah vibes. He's a funny guy.
Take that
He
as
was
a
also art
compliment.
sci. Yeah.
Oh, yes, okay. Yeah, there's definitely like an art sci vibe.
Josiah,
Yeah.
if you're watching this,
Like-
comment in the comments. Wow.
Yeah, I
That's
think
all.
I feel like
Wow.
there's two. I feel like there's like two, like types of art size. There are those that know exactly what they want to do, and like most of the time that's med school. And
Aw, come on.
And- but they decide to take like art sci because they want like a more open like undergrad before going
That's
into
what
it.
I would have done, to be honest.
Yeah. And then there's the other half, which have absolutely no fucking clue what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's me.
Yeah, that's
And-
what humanities is like.
Right? They don't know what's going on. They took it because it's like, I mean, I have an interest in kind of like everything-ish, so I'll vibe through it. And then they vibe through it, and they still don't really know what the fuck they want to do. Like, I'm in my fourth year, and it's just, I don't know what's happening. I don't.
That's the same with like English. It's either like you don't know what the fuck is going on, or
Yeah.
you want to be a teacher.
Yeah.
In history, either you don't know what to do, or you know exactly what you like. But
Yeah.
it's like, hey man, is there a job at the end of that? And you're like, fuck no.
No.
I've had like I want to do like Russian history, or like Eurasian and European history, and like my prof just told me, she was like, there's no job here. Please don't do this. But I'm gonna.
Yeah.
How are we going to pay our bills?
We're not. Woo!
Woo.
Anyways,
Welcome to the vault.
so let's move on to our actual bit now, where we talk about media.
Yeah, we can do grievances and joys.
Grievances and
it's
joys.
that time of
Joys.
Joys
the
and
week.
grievances.
Joys and grievances. I have my grievance and my joy are the same. My grievance is Ivan Turgenev's novel Fathers and Sons, and my joy is Ivan Turgenev's novel Fathers and Sons.
That's a Russian novel, yeah.
Yes,
I feel like I've heard of that one.
it's rather famous. I had to write an essay on it this week, and it kicked my ass.
Oh, so that's the grievance.
That's the grievance is that like I'm like I don't know. It's like it does a lot of things, but it's like it's complicated. The grievance is that I think that the author's total kind of ambivalence makes it hard to write an essay on the book. It's my grievance, and my joy is it has another of my absolute favorite type of character, which is aristocratic Russian noblewoman. I really like them. They're so cool. So it's my joy. I got really into Dostoevsky because I liked Nastasia Filipovna from The Idiot, and then I read The Brothers Karamazov, and I really liked Katerina
That's
Ivanovna.
your Discord username.
Yeah, Filipovna. It's because I like her a lot. She's She's so.
I was wondering where the fuck that came from.
Nastasia Filipovna from Dostoevsky's The Idiot. She's cool because she's in a love triangle out of an attempt to ruin her life with two other guys, but then one of those guys is in a love triangle with her and some other girl, and then she starts writing love letters to that other girl, and I was like, whoa! Yeah. And this is my I really like cold, aristocratic Russian noblewomen. This is my... I realized that that was how I got into Russian literature, which is how I got into Russian history, which is how I got here, so...
There you go.
I like women, and that's my joy.
Women.
Yo, women!
We're the most feminist podcast.
Women go so hard. Holy shit. Women, let me, like... What was I gonna say? Women go so hard. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I love women.
Very
Thumbs
true.
up.
What's your grievance?
Yeah, what's your grievance?
My grievance? Why do you ask me for my grievance?
Okay, what's your joy?
What's your joy?
Oh, what's my joy? Actually, well, it's the thing is, it's funnier to complain about stuff.
Okay,
It
then
is.
what's
What's
your
your grievance?
grievance then?
Well, I did write an article complaining about a game that I played like a year ago, but that's not a grievance because I was just writing an article on it, and it was kind of fun to shit on it. I guess if you wanted a grievance, wait. Last time we podcasted, had I watched like the second, like the Hunger Games movies other than the first one, or was it just the first?
I think you'd only seen the first one.
I
Yeah,
don't
'cause
believe so.
Which is before they get good.
Yeah, because I watched all three of the other ones with Cindy like the weekend before last weekend or something, or last weekend was it? I don't remember. No, it was the weekend before last weekend. I watched the other three movies. Because she was like, "Oh, the new one's coming out soon, so like, let's just watch these like first ones."
Is that a grievance or a joy? We can invent
Both?
a new one. It can be an
Both?
ambivalence.
It's definitely ambivalent. I think it's a pretty well accepted opinion that the second movie and the second book, for that matter, was like the best one. Because the movie was pretty well done. I will admit, like it was paced super well. It had a really good arc. And it had a really good like cliffhanger. Like it wasn't like a shoehorned cliffhanger. It was like I'm assuming you both know the story. Do you?
Yeah, I read the books.
I did not read the books.
I read the books, and I
Yeah.
was like movie premiere. I was there with my friend. I've told you extensively about my relationship to YA literature. Trust me, I was there.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Well, I mean, that's what you talked about last week.
You're cringing at me.
No, I'm cringing on myself. That's
Were you also there? Were you in the trenches?
I wasn't like as like YA
I was.
dystopia as like other people. Mostly the girls actually. It was all the girls.
It was all
And
girls. It was marketed at us.
Yeah, no, right. But I read Hunger Games.
I like those
then-
novels too, but like I wasn't like all over the internet with them. You know.
I was never like an online.
I was
person.
kind of online. That was how I got online, was again via my deep obsession with Mortal Instruments, but that was like eventually like being online transitioned into other things for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've got friends that like bond forged in fire. We were in the fucking trenches of YA literature.
Yeah, no, the two big YA stuff that I read was like Hunger Games, right? Whatever, good one or whatever, but and then the other one that I don't know if I ever like read any other like specific like Hunger Games spawned YA dystopic
You didn't read
literature.
Divergent?
No, that's the one I did read was
Yeah?
Divergent.
So what was
And
your thoughts on it?
I guess fucking Divergent spoilers, but who cares?
Divergent spoilers for a mediocre at best book series.
Oh my god. No, when like Triss died in Allegiant, I actually threw my fucking book.
I got mad at that too. I was
got
gonna say that's
so
my
fucking
strongest
I was
memory.
so pissed off. I threw my book, which I never do.
She dies, and then like her boyfriend gets together with her best friend, and that's like the end of the book.
Like it was, but also like the way that she died. They just
Wasn't
kind of
it, like,
killed her off. It
poisoned?
was
Or did she get
no,
shot?
she got fucking shot. Like okay, not to be like.
We got this guy activated.
No, it was because like they set her up to be like this whole like. I don't even remember. She was like basically they tried to poison her with like the death fucking like
The death
serum virus, right? Which is like no one's immune to. But then she was immune to it, right? And it's
Wasn't
like, oh,
something
that's
about her
crazy.
brother as well being evil.
Her brother, I don't remember. But all I know is that she was like immune to the death virus, and then she just gets shot. and dies. And I'm like, and it's just like,
But
why
not
even,
immune to bullets.
why bring up the point that she's immune to the death virus? Like, I don't get it. And then it's just, yeah.
Who was Triss?
Triss is the main character.
girl.
The main girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, so how far in the series does she die? What?
At the very end.
At the very end. She just dies at the very end.
She's the
because
protagonist.
fucking, I don't know,
And
killed
they're like,
her
oh,
main
she's
character.
so special, she's immune anyway. Bang.
Bang!
And anyway, her boyfriend is now with someone else.
The other thing that annoyed me too was like, even though so the first two books were exclusively from her perspective, but the third book decided to switch it up a bit, and so chapters would alternate, not in a particular order, but it would alternate between her perspective and Loverboy's perspective.
His name was Four, by the way.
4.
Wasn't his real name Tobias though?
It was Tobias.
Because I remember, because it would say Tristan Tobias at the beginning of the
Well,
chapter.
when they introduced him, his name was Four.
It was 4. Yeah.
And he was
Like
played
the
by...
number 4.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, just-
spelled out.
FOUR.
Oven in French.
And he was played in the movie by Theo James, who my mom thought was hot. And that's my other strong divergent memory.
Yeah.
Was I took my mom to go see the movie with me and my friends, and she was like, "I like him."
Yeah, no, so, but the thing is, like, so it would swap between her perspective and his perspective.
Yeah.
And it would say at the beginning, at the top of the chapter, right, it would be like Triss or Tobias, right? But, like, every single time I would read through, sometimes I'd, like, read, like, a couple pages and be like, wait, who is this again? And I go back.
It's
and
almost like Veronica Roth isn't that good of a writer.
No, it's like, no, there's no difference between the writing between Triss and Tobias except who the lover is in the context of what's being the perspective.
Did you read the prequel from
No, I did
Tobias'?
not.
I have it on my bookshelf. I couldn't tell you a single fucking thing that happens in it. I have it, my bookshelf in my room at my parents' house is still most of my like YA stuff.
But yeah, that's I don't want to. That's not my grievance, obviously.
Your grievance is book series from like fucking how fucking long
I
ago was
remembered
that?
it and I cried.
I remembered it and I got
yeah, I remembered it and I got mad.
No, I don't know. I read it like it was like it at least like 8 years ago almost.
Oh, I hate the passage of time. Yeah, I would have been in elementary school.
Yeah, well, I was in elementary school when I read it. Yeah. Yeah, that's I guess to sort of segue in, speaking of stuff that we hate a lot actually, and endings, I don't know, my grievance I guess is I'm co-opting it as my grievance because I didn't actually watch the Attack on Titan ending, but I read the manga. This has reminded me of it. And I really don't like the ending at all.
I couldn't tell you anything. I hopped off the train
Yeah.
again about 8 years ago.
That's
8
when it
years?
started.
8 years ago I would have been grade 9 or 10. And I was like grade 9.
Was season 2 even out at that point?
It was before
I haven't
right
watched
as
Attack on
season 2
Titan,
started.
buddy.
Oh,
Before
okay.
then I had gotten rid of the manga because I had found out about the whole imperialism thing and I didn't like it.
See, no, that's the
yeah.
thing though, is that like, so I was like kind of just like, oh, like I don't want to say like bliss, like unaware or whatever, because like I'd heard some of like the things, and it's like it was like I'd heard some of the things, right, and it was like, oh, that's not like super cool, but like, oh, like whatever, try to like divorce it a bit, because like, oh, but the manga's like whatever,
Yeah.
right? But
See,
then it's,
I did that, and then when season 2 came out, I felt I stopped watching that, and
Yeah.
I stopped watching My Hero Academia, because I went through my really mad
Yeah.
phase, and I
But
never
you
got
just
back
stopped
in.
watching what?
I stopped watching My Hero Academia because it was pissing me off
Yeah.
because of feminism, etc.
Wait, because it's like
Because they're really, my favorite character was Momo, who's the girl
Yeah.
whose boobs are out all the time, and I really liked that she was really smart and like
Yeah.
kind of shy, and she was like so cool to me. And I was also in like a group chat of like other like teenage girls who were like really into like My Hero Academia, and it was specifically the episode where it was like, oh, like they have to go do. I remember this clearly because I would have been grade 10, I think. But it's an episode where they get paired up with, like, they do, like, an apprenticeship thing with other heroes, and, like, she and this other girl get paired up with this lady who doesn't actually do any hero work with them. She just uses them to model. And I remember someone else in this group made a post that was like, you know, it's such an exploration of the fact that, like, for both, like, people like Momo, like, she's trying her hardest, like, her power involves her having to, like, memorize the, like, chemical makeups of every object that she wants to create, and she's putting in all this work, but it's always getting pushed aside in favor of her physical appearance. And I was like, wow, that's such, like, a good reading. And the author doesn't mean it like this, like, in any way at all. And that made me so annoyed that I stopped watching this show.
That's like, it's like
Wait, what? Wait, but, like, how does...
I mean, this is the same guy, like, who wrote... What was the purple guy's name? Little shithead.
Oh, my God. I also stopped watching because of the little purple fucking shithead.
Yeah, no, but, like, no, the author wrote him in, like, as, like, genuine, like, comedy, and he actually finds him funny. Like,
Who's the little purple guy?
The little purple guy who's
the
a pervert.
The pervert.
Oh, he's
His entire character is just being a pervert. I haven't watched it, like, at all, but, like, I know...
Me neither.
His entire...
There's a girl whose thing is that her boobs are out, and there's a guy whose thing is that he's a pervert.
Yeah, I get it.
And guess which one of them the author likes more?
Yeah, no, he wrote him in as, like, he actually thinks that the guy's funny, because, like...
Isn't that so funny when he
sort of
creeps
writing,
on
like, his
people in
own,
the
like,
dressing
sort of,
room?
like, comic ideas into this character whose sole purpose is just to be a pervert, and it's just
15, by the way.
Yeah, it's like, damn, we're really out here. We really out here.
Yeah.
We really out
so,
here.
that was also when I broke with Attack on Titan. But continue.
No, yeah, but
the only thing I've heard about the ending was I really liked Ymir. Obviously, I've explained that I'm gay. But, like, in case you hadn't fucking realized, I did learn that she dies. That's the only thing I know.
Yeah, so that's, like, before, though. That's like before the ending. That's like a few.
How many endings have they had?
Well, there's not, like, sorry, when I say
final season,
sorry, like
part 1.
Oh, the final. Yeah, this is like no, it's like the final season part. It's the final season. It's like the second final season. No, this is technically speaking the final season, part 3, part 2.
They're getting Homestuck in
Like, technically speaking,
wait a
like,
minute.
it's
Put
not.
a pin in this. Have either of you read Homestuck?
I started it, and then I was like, I can't.
Oh, good choice. Anyway,
Because it's like Attack on Titan, the final season, the final episode, part 2. Right? Like, it's literally final season, part 3, part 2. Don't care. But, like, no. But as you were saying, like, the Imperialism thing, right? Like, before, I'm like, oh, like, trying to, like, I'm divorcing it a bit, right? Because the narrative was, like, really cool, whatever.
yeah,
And, like, this is awesome.
I did think the narrative was cool as
Yeah,
shit.
so I'm reading it, right? But then, like, the ending happens, and it's just like, oh, there is no divorce. He actually is just imperialist.
Yeah.
Like, how it... I guess spoilers.
Put a big...
But this is actual spoiler, because the final episode only came out on the 4th.
That was, like, 4 days ago.
Yeah, it's not being released until next Wednesday. Don't worry about
But
it.
still, like, I know it takes time for some people, but yeah.
So you snooze,
somewhat
you lose.
recent. Yeah, no, but, like, basically it... Oh my god, I don't want to explain, like, all this stuff, because it gets really stupid at the end, because it, like, Eren gets the Founder Titan, like, powers, which
I don't even know what that means.
It gives him...
That is some One Piece shit.
It gives him, like, future sight. It lets him, like, actually just, like, see... It lets him actually just kind of, like, see into, like, everything, like time, right?
Okay.
And, like, see through
What
stuff.
the
So
And
fuck?
it's actually found out that Eren...
Power scaling.
Yeah.
and it's sort of, and then it's sort of like, in this, like, Ouroboros sort of way, like, Eren
Eating his own ass.
Eren through the Founder Titan influences his father to do the shit that he did in order to give Eren his powers,
Oh.
right? So, like, Eren
Time
made
to-
his father
Yeah.
a asshole,
Damn.
right? And it was just like, it was like so crazy, but basically
Wait, it was your fault that happened to you as a kid.
it ends with Eren literally genociding the planet.
Normal.
Right? But it's like, because it's like sort of like a vengeance, like retaliation against all of, the rest of, like, humanity, because, oh yeah, you stopped us. The
I
island
stopped before they got to the rest of humanity.
The island is like, though the Eldians, which is what they're called, like Eren and, like, the people on the island, they were, like, super. They had the Titan powers, and they were really mean to everyone else, like, bad. And then everyone else eventually was like, that's really bad, and they, like, defeated them and then forced them onto an island. And
this has no parallels.
and have been very...
What the fuck?
Oh my god, no, like, there's... and then right, and so they like, and so the big nation, right, the power nation that was
the
like
colonialists.
the power nation was like that are keeping them in check. Right, there's like the fact that he also drew like parallels between like not Holocaust per se, but like German Jew, like World War II, like the Eldians living not in the island, right, but on the like in the mainland, have to wear like patches. Like denoting
I know. I remember seeing that visual, but I do also want to point out that whole narrative that like, oh, they were forced onto this island in isolation and their power was maintained in check is literally what America did to Japan after the Second World War, which is the Japanese.
It's like
nationalist
it's very
shit.
but the thing is, it's literally just like it's and then the ending basically it's like Eren like kills everyone. Oh, they're not almost. He kills like 80-90% of humanity, right?
Two
and
Thanos
it's like
snaps.
and it's like kind of crazy. But the thing is, like Eren, he's not painted in like any like actual negative light, and Armin is basically just kind of like
Armin's still there.
Yeah, Armin's still there. Armin lives. No, but Armin's basically, he's just kind of is like, yeah, it's like fine, you know. It's like that's like it's, you know, like, oh, I'll meet you in hell or whatever, like some stupid stuff. But it was like just really awful, and it was like, oh, and then what really, so that was like annoying to me. But what really set me off was like at the end, this sort of like epilogue. This isn't the extra 8 panels that he added after. I'll get to that. But like the epilogue was basically just like, it was what's it? It ends so like everyone's almost dead, right? You'd think my perspective on this is like, okay, like, because what happened is that like in order to stop Eren, there had to be like a minor unification of people to like actually stop him, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, maybe like everyone's dead, you know, maybe like at least for a small amount of time, right? It's like, okay, you know, we like try to work together.
Yeah.
We try to work together to like whatever. No, it ends with Eldia and Historia, who's I think it's Christina. Yeah, her.
I heard that she had to go marry people to make.
Oh my
babies.
God, he like developed her character and then just like threw her away.
Yeah,
and it was like, okay, awesome.
Yeah, that's what I heard about from the lesbians. Was like, oh my God, he took this.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean,
I mean, there were a certain amount of lesbians who were like, you know, when you're like 14, you're like, oh my God, there's like a girl character and she's with that. There's another girl. Yeah, you do the Wojak pointing meme, and they were like,
take a picture of all doing the Wojak.
Yeah, and they were like, oh well, the cool lady died, and now the lady has to go like start the Aryan race.
No, because what ends up happening is that like they like outside of the fact that like Eldia becomes like for the time period of where they make contact with the rest of the world, it's like they become a military like state, right? Like outside of that, it's like, no, actually what we're going to do is we're going to build up our military after this to defend ourselves.
Okay,
in our
so
fucking ethno state.
Do you see the...
No, I do. I was thinking about this before that. It's like, no, he literally... This is just, like, actually his opinions on, like, Japan. And, like, we need to rebuild our military.
To defend our ethno state.
And it's like, dude, that's not, like... Oh my God!
And millions upon millions of people are seeing this worldwide.
And it's
and they're like,
and most people don't like, and most people they see like the tragedy. I also really hate how he tried to paint Isayama tried to paint Eren as like a Greek tragic hero, right? because he tried to make it like, oh, you know, it's like not under any fault of his own, right? Because like he was, you know, it was like his destiny and his fate to do that, right? And it's like
the old Oedipus Rex.
But it wasn't even a prophecy though, because
not in that way, in the prophecy way.
But the thing with like a lot of Greek tragedies is that like the Hamartia and everything, it's like that like. The thing with what makes tragedies tragic isn't the fact that like the character was fated to this end, but the fact that in the context of the specific story that they are in, like, and like because of who they are and their character, there is nothing else that they realistically would have done differently, and like their ending is sort of not predetermined, but like there is no other possible
Yeah, the
ending.
sense that you can see it coming.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that I liked about, it wasn't about tragedy, but it was about conflict in Dostoevsky's The Idiot, which is like, you're like, oh my god, these two characters are going to meet for the first time, and you're like, based on what we know about these characters, this
They're gonna
will
fucking
be
kill
a
each
train
other.
wreck.
It's like
Right?
you,
And
like,
that's the tragedy of it.
That's-
Is you're like, I wish it could go some other way, but I know enough to know it won't.
You see
That's-
the two trains
that's-
going towards each
yeah.
other.
You're like, see, that's for me. I was like, oh wow, I hope these women do Yuri together. But they would hate each other.
Yeah, right. So it's like I'm thinking like, okay, so like that's like what makes tragedy interesting. He like sort of, I think there's argument, like he sort of made it was like, oh, Aaron didn't have a choice, except he really did have a choice because
Yeah.
of the way the powers are presented. It's not really like predeterminism, future sight, but it's also just future sight, and like Aaron talks about how he wanted to do this, right? And it's like, but it's also, I'm just like, it doesn't make like, maybe it's because I just started getting like more like the ending. I was like really angry actually, like when the ending came out. I was like, that was awful. That was awful. Like none of my friends really liked it, but I was very vocal about how much I hated it. And it was
I'm sure my ass would have hated it too.
No,
based on that description.
God, like
if I had stayed on beyond the fascism, I would have left as soon as they killed Jameer.
I mean, do you know, like, I don't know if you know as well, like, General Pixie, do you remember, like, that character?
The guy who was based off
the guy who was, well, he was based off, he was based off of a Japanese general, and it was a Korean thing.
Oh, yeah, that
right?
is, like...
And then also, he was just like, what are you talking about? War crimes in Korea. That didn't happen.
Yeah, there was literally just this summer, I read an article in the newspaper that my parents subscribed to, the Globe and Mail, which I've taken to calling the piece of shit propaganda newspaper. And
because it is.
Because it is. And they had an article about sort of why Japan should remilitarize themselves so that we can fight China. And it literally, I know.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Already it's like, this is warmongering and I hate you. But in that article, they say like, Japan, oddly enough, Japan was never formally forgiven for what they did during World War II. And then they proceed to mention that in the 16 to 1800s, they had some persecutions of Koreans. End of story. And I was like, you can't fucking publish this. Like, this is literally, like...
Journalism!
And that's the problem with, like... Because I also read, a couple summers ago, I read Golden Kamui, which was a very, very good manga set in the early 1900s about... a character who leaves the Japanese army and teams up with an Ainu girl to sort of reclaim the gold that her tribe buried in order to buy back their land, etc. And it does have
colonialism.
It does have a lot of very good themes, and like it explores like what like the Ainu people and then the other people leading up to Sakhalin Island and northeastern Russia, sort of the plight of indigenous people caught in between these two empires that are intent on expanding. And I really enjoyed it. But it does feature that character who left the military, and the bad guys are the Japanese military. And even though they're the bad guys, it's like a kind of, it's a comedy series, so it's like really funny with them, and people like make memes about how like, these dudes are like doing yaoi together, because they kind of are. There's a lot of dicks in this manga.
What?
There's a lot of naked men. They sell like Barra merch.
What the fuck?
But it was like, I read this manga, and then I took a course on the history of U.S. foreign policy, where we had a chapter that talked about Manchuria, and the Japanese occupation of Manchuria, and the main antagonist of Golden Kamui, but the really sympathetic one, whose whole backstory you learn, and how all those guys who were kind of in love with him, and they like switch sides, but it's really tragic. His whole shit was, we need to go back to Manchuria. So learning at all about the magnitude of the war crimes immediately had me, I was like, Jesus Christ.
We're supposed to be sympathetic to this guy.
Yeah, I can't read this manga. Like, and it's so frustrating how often that happens. But even with like Golden Kamui, where it's like ostensibly anti-Japanese military, but not enough to like justify sympathetic portraits of it when you know what happened. So.
Yeah. No, that.
This is why you can't enjoy anything.
That's why you can't enjoy anything ever.
We can't have good
real
things.
Problem in anime. That's why I was really shocked when I was watching the first Gundam compilation movie. And they show, like, because obviously the Zeon is, like, the Nazi parallel. Yeah. But there is, like, a single shot in which they're shown with, like, the cross and the rising sun. And I was like, that single, like, it shocked me because I was like, wow, an actual, like, representation of like Japanese fascism, like
Yeah.
putting on your enemy like symbols of like Japanese fascism and acknowledging that was fascism in any way is like unheard of, and it sucks.
Well, you know, the governments have a big thing with censorship too. You know how like the fucking U.S. military checks all of the movies that involve.
Yeah,
That's why you don't actually ask to use U.S. military equipment. You go to not the U.S.
Yeah. Oh man.
Outsourcing.
All military is propaganda, and that's end of the story.
Military influencers.
This is the military thing reminds me about Apocalypse Now and how they were because they
The
used
song by Pinocchio Pete, the new one.
No, it's a movie.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I have
have not watched the movie
mention
either.
Vocaloid once a thing. Once an
No,
extra.
it was with like using military equipment because he was in. He wasn't. I know it takes place in Vietnam because it was during that war, but I don't remember if he was actually filming in Vietnam. Point is, one of the Southeast Asian countries, they were filming there, and they're using military helicopters, but they were like actual military helicopters, and they were like, yeah, you can use them, like and the pilots would like fly them for like to listen to you, but like if we need to use them, like you're gonna need to wait.
Oh.
And so in the middle of shooting once, the helicopters just started flying away because they needed to go do some military stuff.
Yeah, they needed to go carpet bomb some people.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, okay. But it was like, yeah, in the middle of shooting, it was just like, they
God
just
damn.
flew away.
From shooting to shooting.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, my favorite professor, who's the Russian history prof, she loves like old Soviet films, so she'll talk about it all the time. And she's like, oh yeah, this is a movie that I haven't seen. It was called like Prisoner of the Mountains, filmed in Dagestan. And she's like, there was a kidnapping on set. There was like crazy shit
Oh my
happening
god, the crazy.
during this movie.
They almost used like actual dead bodies in Apocalypse Now.
If they would have been plentiful.
Almost used real ones.
Jeez.
And then because they people they were
Jesus.
kind of going kind of crazy, and so like one of the set I don't remember his set design, like head of like costuming and stuff, like props, he comes on set, right, and it was like talking about something, I don't even remember what it was, but he was like hey, you can't do this, right, and then someone like was
That's not very ethical.
and then no,
imagine
not
that.
about the bodies, and then someone was like, wait till you see the bodies, like what, sorry, pause, what the fuck are you talking about? And then they go to this thing, and there's just like a pile, like actual corpses, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna like hang them, because like there's a scene where like the guy that they're like trying to get to become like a sort of warlord thing, like there's like bodies hanging from the trees along the river, right? And they were going to use actual bodies to
That's
do
like
that,
Logan Paul.
right?
Yeah, that's real fucked up.
And it's like, and the guy's like, you can't
you
fucking
can't
do this.
That. Yeah, that is
and
first of all a crime, like
so
desecration of corpses.
And so they asked, like, it's like, where did you get these from? And they got it, and they were like, oh, we got them from like I don't know if they said the hospital or something. They got them from some guy. Turns out turns out the guy was literally just a grave robber. And so they just
That's like the anatomy of grave robbers in England.
right?
Yeah.
And so it was actually just some grave robber, and they called the military, and the military was like, bro.
When the military says, bruh, you know you fucked
Right.
up.
So anyway, so they took the bodies, they loaded them, and the guy's like, what are you gonna do with the bodies? Like what are you gonna do with them? And then the guy was just like, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it. So like, they 100% just dumped them somewhere, you know.
As is the motto of the
Yeah.
Vietnam War.
Yeah,
Fuck.
right. And that was, and like, because I know there was like a lot of crazy stuff happening on set. Like people were, it was not the mood and the mentality, like the mental states.
Yeah,
of
it's like a
people
movie,
were a
guys.
bit kind of downhill. Well, there's a documentary done by like Francis Ford Coppola's
Called Apocalypse
wife.
Now.
No, it was called Heart of Darkness.
Oh.
Right, because that's what the book is called.
Oh, there's a book?
Apocalypse Now is based off of Heart of Darkness, the
Oh.
novel by he was a Polish guy. English is his third language, and he wrote it in English.
People are smart.
Or fucking
Yeah.
gaming.
No, but in his
If you had given him gaming, he would have done so good.
Heart of Darkness took place at like beginning of like the 20th century or like end of the 18th century in the Congo,
Oh.
right?
Oh.
And-
But they just applied it to a new
And
thing.
so when Coppola was doing Apocalypse Now, he took that story and modernized
So
it
that
to
was
make
Francis
it about.
Ford Coppola who did that
Yeah.
with the bodies.
No, he wasn't. No, he was the director. He didn't know about this.
Wow. So he
Like,
was.
it's a massive production, right?
Yeah.
But like the set guy, the prop guy, he was like, what the what?
To be fair, I did have for one my end of first year. I had a summer job in like a props place where they like built sets, extreme, like D-list shit. And everyone there was fucking insane.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean, though, right? Like,
Like
it
everyone there
happens.
would like. I literally saw a guy cut something with like one of those like circular like saws and
Oh
then
my
throw
God.
it to the side, still running. Like he was like done with it, so he just chucked it and it just landed on the ground.
I mean, as
Still
you do,
spinning.
as you do. I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was kind of crazy.
They didn't pay me for my last month.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It was a
good.
really safe job here. I got it from my sister's friend who was like, "Hey, I got a job through a friend. You want to like stay?" And I was like, "Sure."
Most of my work complaints have come from the past. Yeah, I've only ever had, like, I guess technically a quote government job.
Ooh.
Because when I was the camp counselor, I would be a camp
Oh.
counselor over the summer, but it would be through the city's like day camp. So
Oh.
I work for the city.
Oh.
And actually,
government.
I've worked enough summers. I've only done summer, but I worked enough summers, like, and had enough time accumulated over like 5 years of doing camp counseling. That I got a CUPE letter, and I was like, what? And it was like, hey, you qualify for our pension now. So I'm like,
You know,
You're set. I
pension
fucking
funds
set.
do their risk management for climate change based on that idiot's model, by
let's
the way.
go.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah, no.
Climate
but,
won't affect us because it's outside.
yeah, no, but yeah, that
Damn.
was interesting. And yeah, the past summer, my boss was incompetent.
As
We'll
happens
we'll
frequently.
leave it at that.
You know what the best war movie is, though? You know what the only based war movie is?
What?
What is it?
Who Killed Captain Aleks?
Oh my
Never
god, I
heard
haven't
of
seen
that.
that yet.
Have you not seen that
They're
yet?
making a second one. He's making a second one. Funding has started for the second one. Yeah. Who Killed Captain Aleks is what? Have you heard of Hollywood?
What?
It's basically a bunch of people from fucking Uganda,
Yeah.
like, who just love their life, and they just film like this like objectively shit movie, but so amazing when you actually watch it, because you can tell everyone is just having fun.
He's just
Oh,
no.
that does seem fun.
No, yeah, no. It's Ramen Film Productions with Hollywood, right? Like Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
He just like he really liked movies and he wanted to do it, so he got to filming, got people together, shot everything, you know, and produced
Edited
the film, edited it on a laptop,
Yeah.
right?
Damn.
And then released the film, and it gained international notoriety.
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
And it's-
objectively, it's so shit, but it's just so enjoyable to watch.
It's world famous, as it says right there. But yeah, no, but I remember I was on Twitter and I was like, and I just see like Alec, whatever, like Captain was like, it was something, Captain Aleks, Who Killed Captain Aleks 2, right? Or like whatever. I'm like, oh my god, there's a second one.
This is the second time we've done the Wojak pointing meme.
Yeah, no, it's like there's a second they're coming out with another one. Hollywood is booming.
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
Really cool.
Anyways, we did not talk about our joys whatsoever.
I talked about my joy.
I did, yeah, no, I started
probably
talking.
briefly get through
My
those.
grievance was so big
So
because
big.
it
So
wasn't really a
topic.
grievance. It was more of just like actual anger.
As is fair.
All right. No, I guess my joy would be that I watched Pluto.
What is Pluto?
What's Pluto?
Pluto
It's not a planet, I know that.
is Pluto is
Is it the dog? No, right?
no, this is anime.
Oh,
manga.
my bad.
It's no Pluto. Because there was an anime adaptation that was released recently on Netflix, and it's Pluto. It's a manga by the same guy that did Monster, actually.
Oh,
Oh. We watched a couple episodes of that at our
Last
vault meetings
year,
last year.
It's the same guy that did Monster, and it's a manga. It's an adaptation. Sorry. It's an adaptation of the greatest robot in the world arc from Astro Boy.
Do you guys remember how they made that English like animated like 3D Astro Boy movie in
What
like
the
the
fuck is
2010s?
Astro Boy? I don't even know.
It
this.
sounds vaguely familiar.
That's the only thing I ever know about Astro Boy is because my mom rented it from the Rogers DVD rental place, and she brought it home and she put it on, and it's about this kid who like he dies and they replace him with a robot, and like literally me and my sister and my mom started bawling and we turned off the movie because we were so sad at him dying because none of us knew that he was gonna like. We have no fucking familiarity with Astro Boy.
Yeah.
It's an old like Japanese cartoon anime about a little robot boy.
It like you know you don't know it spawned like the anime industry as we know it. Basically.
God
it's
like
really
the big eyes Astro Boy, you know, the Porsche, like it's all Tezuka, right? The guy who did it, like he is like the godfather of like Japanese animation and like anime as we sort of know it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is real.
Yeah, no, it's really old, and it was very popular.
I still don't know like how or why they've made an English version of it. Like it was like
it's the same reason they make English version. They made an English version of Ghost in the Shell.
Well, yeah, but this was like a
One Piece. The One Piece is real.
Dude, don't even get me started on that.
Did you see what they did with Buggy?
Okay. I need to preface this. I've never seen One Piece.
Okay.
I have a grudge against One Piece because I think it's visually ugly.
What?
I mean, that's
I
also
have
kind of the
not
point.
Either.
Yeah.
I have not watched it. If you name a show, chances are I have not watched
Yeah,
it.
you're the not watcher.
Yeah, I'm the not watcher.
But no, my brother-in-law has watched One Piece many times.
Yeah.
He's very into One Piece.
Many times?
Yes.
The entire fucking series?
This is the guy.
Probably
He and my
I'm
sister's
assuming
like.
it's arcs, but
No. He watches
actually
the whole
from
series.
What the
I
fuck?
stand corrected. That's crazy.
He and my sister, like when they first started dating, they watched all of the Star Treks, and they've done that like.
How
twice.
do you have time for this shit?
You just
He's
book off a few
dedicated.
days.
He has a job.
That's
Although
your-
last year when I was dating a girl, I brought her over and she was like, "Oh, I thought he was unemployed." And I was like, "No, that's just him after work. That's like."
Oh,
I could not
he's
do
cool.
that.
I'm being very mean. I'm sorry, Adam. I think you're
Consume.
cool. He does watch a lot of things, but I was like, I saw some of the One Piece live action because I would come down and I'd be like, turn on Baldur's Gate, turn on Baldur's Gate, open up Steam and put on Baldur's Gate, and I'd wait for him to finish the episode so that we could play Baldur's Gate. That's what I'm literally going home from this podcast. I'm finishing my readings and I'm making him turn on Baldur's Gate.
it's pretty cool.
And then
Man, imagine living at home with your siblings.
yeah. I live with my awesome sister, and I live with her cool One Piece watching husband, and me, and that's.
Good job working with yourself.
I know. It's
Yeah.
taken a lot of work to get here. Thank you for noticing. Anyway, live action adaptations suck. This was like an animated like DreamWorks style adaptation, which is why my mom rented it because she thought like
Yeah.
DreamWorks movies great for me and the kids.
Yeah.
And then he dies.
Well, yeah, but people die.
That's
People die. I don't know why but it was like so sad.
I
It was,
remember.
like,
No, but because that's the thing though, is like Astro
Yeah,
Boy.
look
Yeah,
at
I'm
that- look
seeing it. Yeah, I know, I see.
Aw.
But like, no, the thing with like Astro Boy is like, especially after watching, like, watching Pluto. Actually, I'm like, I kind of want to like, I don't want to watch it because I think that would take. I don't know if I could like watch all of it, but like, I want to like read, like the Astro Boy manga at the very least because, like, it's like. Because obviously this is like a darker, like more mature adaptation, but I remember reading as well. It's like because like someone's like, oh, like what made you want to do like take Astro Boy in this like direction, right? And his response was basically like, to me it's always been like that, right? Mm-hmm. It's like all of these like the themes and stuff that I like bring up. It's like he said when he watched Astro Boy as like a 4-year-old. He like to him it felt like he was like peering into like the adult world, like seeing stuff that he wasn't supposed to see, right? Because a lot of these older, like a lot of, for all its faults, like anime's faults and stuff, but a lot of their like the shows even aimed at younger kids deal with topics that are just not touched at all.
That's why when
in
you,
American and like whatever.
Kids here, like you feel like you grow up like kids here, by which I mean the subsection if you watch anime. You feel like you grow up and you graduate from like English cartoons to anime.
Yeah.
Which, even though it's like aimed for your same age range, deals with such more like intense things.
Yeah. So
and then when you get older,
And then when
the fucking anime made for like horny teenagers is like literally like nothing.
yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I appreciate a moe. I won't poo-poo a K-On! I'm a Love Live fan. I know how this works, but
K-On! Is for Nazis.
I don't know how that happened.
Okay, it's like I feel like it's just
Anything that should be for Nazis. We talked about Attack on Titan.
But see, like, I don't know. It's like it's weird how like things end up sometimes getting co-opted.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
Well, in general, like, I was trying... When we were talking at a Vault meeting a couple times ago, we were talking about Rebecca from Cyberpunk Endrunners, but I was thinking about that this morning.
Oh, I remember that.
Because it's like
yeah.
the general trend of, like, things aimed at older people with, like, really childish designs, and, like, the fact that women nowadays in anime don't look like actual human women. They look like anime children, and like that is a general trend
because everyone's a pedophile.
Yeah. And it's like trying to understand that like the shift in aesthetics is in fact grounded towards a shift in desirability to be younger and younger and younger, and how that's concerning.
No, I definitely agree with that.
Again, this is as a Love Live fan.
I also haven't watched Edgerunners.
I've not watched Edgerunners.
I really liked it.
I've heard mixed things. I've heard from people who said they really liked it, and I've heard from people who said they didn't.
Well, what about okay.
I don't know why
they didn't say anything, they just said they didn't like it. Okay, that's fine. I don't know.
And not for me.
I enjoy it is hyper violent. And which I know it can turn some people off. And then
I'm fine with that in anime. Yeah. It's weird,
I don't know. I thought it was like, I mean, it's really fast paced. It is very fast paced. There isn't a lot of like, I don't want to say there isn't a lot of development, because there is development, it's just very fast, right?
Yeah.
It's,
keep up.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Regarding Rebecca, I don't know, she's just small. Like, okay, you can argue about the facial proportions or whatever, but like, at least the way that the show treats her is that she is literally just small. But
that's the thing that sort of I think about when approaching this is like, it's not a coincidence that she's small. Like, it's not a coincidence that they were like, oh, who's going to be the attractive lead of our show? Well, she's going to be really tiny.
But she's not the lead, though.
But she's the standout sort of, like... She's the only one I've ever seen people talk about is Rebecca, right? That's what I...
Well, then again, that's also not necessarily
at least,
because of the...
From my perspective, it's a personality thing.
I mean,
at least that's for me.
True.
I mean, I don't, like, focus on aesthetics as much, but, like, there are, like, a lot of, like, women... they're like all of the technically the female lead is Lucy. I don't know if you've seen her.
I've literally never heard of or seen her.
1 second.
We have 5 minutes left, by the way.
Oh, make it big.
We'll just make it a little big.
Yeah.
No, but this thing is like gonna stop recording at an hour anyway.
Like, I mean, you can argue about cyberpunk aesthetics, right? But like, that's what she looks like.
But still, if you compare her to like, everyone uses the example of fucking what's her face. But if you compare that to, like, Faye Valentine, right? Like, there's a definite shift in aesthetic that's happened.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, like, animated-wise.
Yeah. I think
that's sort of, like, it's not even, like, on the individual character or show level. It's just, like, on the macro scale.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean regarding that. Like, the fucking
classic comparison is that one chick from Golden Boy, versus like Rem from ReZero. Like, one of these looks like a child's.
Yeah, no, I do. And
that's just like, again, it's not even like a specific. It's just like part of a general trend, which I mean, like, isn't necessarily bad. Like I said, I like a moe. But like, it is something that like I do think about, especially because I watched the show New Game. Yeah, you know what I mean.
That was some shit when I was a horny teenager. Jesus Christ.
I'm like your age. I'm aware.
That's true. You're fucking a year younger than me. Jesus.
Yeah, I know, man.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
I keep assuming you're like way older than me.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn it. I'm old. Anyway, but yeah, where it's like all of these characters are allegedly 18 and 20, but they're designed to look like children.
Fucking yeah.
Then it's like gets into that gray area where like that's genuinely like, cause like again, I liked New Game. It's fucking cute and they make video games or whatever, and there's a great opening song. Fucking sue me. But like it is like it's stuck with me ever since I watched it, that like how like disconcerting that was. And like, I don't know, again, it's something in the back of your head whenever you're enjoying like cute anime.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's a good way to leave it.
I wouldn't call
I don't really have a joy. I do have a joy, but I'm not.
So I'm
What's
just
your joy?
it's nothing. Yeah. What's your
Oh, yeah.
joy?
My joy. I mentioned it last week, but Void Stranger is a really good game. You should buy it. You like indie
That
games.
sounds so familiar, but I don't.
You like indie games.
I like indie games, but I haven't had time or the money to play a lot of them. My Steam wish list currently has 136 items on it.
Okay, but so is mine.
Like, you know,
Something is
like
cute.
I one of the more recent ones was a solo dev like mech project that's just kind of like Armored Core but like solo, and you kill bugs. And you're just in a mech, and you got the pile bunker in it as well. I don't know. That was one person's
What is that?
review. It's just a melee weapon in Armored Core.
No. What game?
The game. Sorry.
Why do you have Vatican booking number in your pin? You
What?
want the Vatican?
That was in May.
Wow.
Yeah, I did a Europe trip.
Cool.
Skip. I forgot to mention this. Oh my god. Sorry. I opened my Steam my Steam on my phone, and I forgot that I was going. It was originally because
let it be known that he was looking at Skibbity in the back room.
No, it's called Skibbity Backrooms, and I was originally going to have. I was going to say I have two grievances. One is like a funny grievance, and the other is a serious grievance. But like there was such a good segue between Divergent that I forgot. I forgot the funny grievance. No, because I was on Twitter today. I was going through, and the developer of Faith, the video game Faith the Unholy Trinity, Mr. Airdorf, he looked at. He just sent an image on Twitter that said Skibbity Backrooms and had a description of the game, and I said this is not real, and I looked it up on Steam, and it is real. And
real? No.
Hey.
And so I was just like, oh, this is a real game that is currently on sale it is on sale 40% off for $1.29 Canadian.
Buy it next.
It's an early access. So my process is if I need to know of the existence of Skibbity Backrooms, then everyone else does.
Dude, don't you love mascot horror?
I love Garten of Banban.
We've gone to this stage, guys.
Garten of Banban is so cool. I can't wait till they release the 6th and 7th and 8th games in the series.
Damn. I don't even know enough about Garten of Banban.
What the fuck is Garten of Banban?
Oh my god!
It's like the new FNAF.
But it's actually just garbage. Like,
it's on Steam?
yes, it's on Steam. Ben.
It's Garten.
It is Garten.
Garten of Banban.
Because it's like kindergarten. See, look, 4, 2, 3, 6, 5. In the first
one is free.
Yeah.
Dude, we can play Garten of Banban
No.
for free? Okay.
Like, yes, but no.
No.
We're not doing that. Like, the only way I feel to experience... I just watch someone else play it if you really want to. It's just... It's very much like this is literally just being pumped out to, like, make money. Like, it's
the new YouTube horror kids pipeline.
Oh my god! You know what? What I'll give Garten of Banban is that at least they're not pulling.
At least the name is funny.
It is very funny. No, at least they're not doing the what's it called? The
what's the other fucking one? It's not
Poppy's Playground, the NFT thing, because they were doing NFT stuff.
NFTs.
I was gonna say Pee-Pee's Playhouse.
Pee-Pee.
But yeah, no, it's
This is my
Poppy's
new children's horror franchise. Pee-Pee's Playhouse.
Oh,
We're gonna make
we originally went to like find out what that game is called.
Yeah,
it's Poppy. It's like Poppy Playtime or some bullshit.
Dude.
Why is it on your fucking?
Is it Gearbits?
Which list?
It's Gearbits. This is what it's called.
Gearbits.
Look at that. This looks. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like old school Armored Core.
Yeah, and you just beat the shit out of some bugs.
You punch shit.
Yeah.
Gearbits.
Gearbits. That's the joy.
Yeah, Gearbits.
That's
very
the joy.
cool. We need more games that are just
good.
Well, yeah, sure. We'll say that. I was gonna say that are like, because I remember I was like looking because I was like I'm like, okay, like I'm like tired of all like phone games being microtransaction hells, right? Because thinking about it, like looking back and like kind of like also just kind of thinking about it, it's like, oh, phones are really powerful actually, and the fact that like stuff like Honkai Star Rail and like Genshin like run on these devices, it's like, oh, these are like really good. And then also there's like actual like,
run is debatable.
and the fact
I had Genshin for like 2 hours and it made my phone like,
that's the thing, it's like it'll like make them, but the point is that they can render these things, and then also there are so many ports of old games on phones as well. Like why are there Total War games on my phone? You know, why can I download Total War Rome on my...
What the fuck is Total War?
Like, actually?
Okay. What?
Sorry. I don't mean it in like a bad, like a...
I don't know what Total War is.
Okay, it's like
I don't know what Total War is.
It's, they're like massive strategy games. They're super like big strategy games. There's like, I've never like actually played one, but...
You know of them.
I know of a lot of things. That's like my knowledge.
That's
I haven't done anything, but I know of everything.
But I know of things.
Right?
Well, you definitely have done more than me.
It's like I want to say it's like a 4...
You've probably done the most.
Are the Total War games 4X? It doesn't matter. But the point is like it's like they're like big games that like are like you have like a bunch of tiny little men like during the battles that you have to like control.
I love to have tiny men.
You know, and do stuff. And it's
tiny
like,
men under my control.
But like why is Star Wars... Why is, you know, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 on my phone, right? My cousin actually bought and played them because he just really likes them. He says the phone ports are shit.
I mean, probably. That's been my experience with Nintendo Switch ports of games, is that's not how God intended them to run.
No, but it's like, I want, like, I wish that people, I would, like, much rather, like, pay a bit of money for a good thing on my phone than not pay something and then have it just be either gacha or microtransaction hell.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like, damn.
Don't play
We're limiting ourselves, I feel. I know there's the whole like whatever of like, oh, you know, mobile games are like the next market, but it's like they kind of are given the microtransaction thing, but it's like, but then it's like also it's like if you're not doing that, is it as profitable? Probably not, because I think people are also just
go up.
People are also just really used to not.
Economics.
People are also really not like used to not paying for things for games on their phone. They're just like, oh, free, right? Because like, why would I pay
on my
for
phone?
this?
I would pay $100 for a game on my Nintendo Switch. But I would not pay, you know.
I wouldn't pay $10 for a game on my phone, right? And then they go onto their gacha and spend like $200. You know, like that's I don't know.
We literally talked about gacha games.
We did have an episode last year. We talked about gacha games. Although Genshin is a pretty bad gacha, and then again, I don't think you can get very far without gachaing. Versus like, I played rhythm games for fucking forever.
Well, you don't need to play gacha.
Them. And I played Arknights.
I played Mahjong Soul, dude. You don't need to gacha that game, obviously, because it's Mahjong.
I tried it out when it came out because like I knew people that were playing it, and I tried it, and I got bored before I got bored before I hit level 10, which is apparently when it starts really expanding and like you get to do stuff.
I played 1 day of Star Rail on release, and it was like
my understanding of Star Rail is that it's just worse Genshin because they did Genshin like the combat, except now it's turn-based, which is just worse.
Yeah.
It's like it's frustrating that like
also we should be out of here soon.
The like homogenization of designs is like one thing, but also the like I don't know, it's so flat.
I wrote an article about
you did write an article
too
about
many characters.
But like too many characters and they all have the exact same body type. Anyway, and skin tone. Like the thing is that like Genshin introduced their like region based off of the mythology of the Middle East, and everyone is like fucking like FFF white, and it's like really
FFF white.
You know, like a hex code.
Yeah, I know hex code. Yeah.
Like it's like really, and we're not gonna like get mad at them about that. We're not gonna be like, hey man, that's really fucking weird that your characters based off of allegedly the Middle East are really like none of them have brown skin. That's like fucked up, and like nobody did anything. There's so many people who are just like, it's still like the biggest thing, and I'm like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, no,
And now they've started making French people allegedly.
The horror.
The horror. At least in Arknights, the clothes are cool.
Yeah. Because they're not scantily clad.
Well, it's also
some are
like,
because
it's all the same base like leotard and flowy stuff on top.
Yeah.
Right? There's no... Versus, like, in Arknights, like, some of them have cool jackets.
Yeah.
And, like, fox ears, and that's pretty dope.
I think, yeah, I don't know much about Girls Frontline. I just think it's really...
Yes! Let's fucking go!
I just think it's
He's
really...
the girl's frontline person.
That's
I've only
really
played
funny.
Arknights.
I
ran out of space on
I
my
just
phone,
think
so I
it's
don't play
so
anymore.
funny that they're all guns. There's guns.
They're guns.
But it doesn't. They don't take it in a what the fuck is the name?
Hatful
of one?
boyfriend?
Azurlane. They don't take it in the
I fucking hate
Azurlane way,
Azurlane.
where it's just like they're
I
all
hate
like
Azurlane.
really horny, weird. It's
Yeah,
like,
no, Girls
right?
Frontline is like,
But, like-
only some of them are horny, and those ones fucking hate them. So
Dude,
Exactly.
you ever heard of him? I actually like don't know very much about it, but I know of Token Ranbu.
what's that? Yeah.
It's some sort of like gacha type thing, but they're all like swords, as
yeah.
far as I know. And I've only seen because I've seen so many like $300 like figures of them.
I love on 45. I fucking love on 45.
I know, because I played Left 4 Dead 2 with a lot of mods, and then I don't know which character she is, but I have like one of the characters has like her model.
I love.
I don't know anything about it. I just like I just
on
looked up
45.
Girls Frontline skins because I thought they were really funny
She's so
for Left 4
fucking
Dead,
cool.
and I found it. I'm like, that's
She's so
cool.
fucking cool. She's so fucking cool.
Right, but it's like, damn, like that's
You just
like,
awakened memories in me. I
Look
haven't
up,
played this game for like 2 years.
Magallan from Arknights. It's my favorite Arknights.
How do you sorry? How do you spell it?
Magallen or A-N.
Magellan, but without,
Magallan.
but spelled Magallan.
Oh, look at that.
Okay,
She's
anyways.
an Arctic explorer based off a penguin.
A penguin!
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, you
She's
can
so
see the
cool.
lake. That's very
She has
cool.
little dress. See, like at
Okay.
least the designs are cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Lol.
Lol.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
This went kind of
Very
long,
nice.
but whatever.
You know what?
Guests are fun.
I feel it. Yeah.
We ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
We balled.
We ball.
We've already balled.
Swish.
We have balled. We will continue to ball.
Bye.
I came, I saw, I balled. Alright, bye.
Bye.